Hey guys, what's up? And what you see here in front of me are the parts to my new budget build. So today we're building a Ryzen 5 1600, yes, first gen Ryzen budget build. But basically, this budget build costs around, I got this whole set for about 500 something dollars, but you could switch out. Like, I'm only using the Trident Z Royal and the 750 watt power supply because it's what I have. I didn't feel like buying new ones, but you could switch these out for way cheaper and equally efficient and just as good options and save a lot of money. But this is about a $500 build, which is, a good budget. So I want to build this and test, is this a workable thing for $500? Maybe more around 600 if you buy off Amazon. I have Micro Center, which is a computer store that has insane discounts, but for about $500-600, what can you get with first gen Ryzen B450? So it is a second generation board. You could probably save money by going with first gen, but I got this thing for like $40. We do have an SSD M.2, not NVMe, just SATA interface. A Red Devil RX 580. You can also save money by going with a 570, 8 gig, or even a different card completely. But I love the 580. It's one of my favorite graphics cards. I got this around $170. You could probably find it cheaper. You could also find the 570 8 gig, which is like the same exact card with a lower number for a cheaper price, around $100. So basically, this is going to be our budget build. So we're going to put it together, and I'm not going to like time-lapse anything. I'm going to put it together with you guys chilling out in our case. Now, like I said, our case, way too expensive. You can get a case like $30 that'll work just fine. We're using a Core P3 because, like I said, it's what we have at the time. So without further ado, let's unbox all this stuff and get this built. So let's actually just unbox this right here. Oh wow, I can't stand up. Okay, whatever, sitting unboxing. So we have our SSD. How are we gonna open this? I blacked out some of the prices on these because they're not correct to what I actually paid. The store, Micro Center, it's called. There's not that many of them. They have the way old prices on them. So we have all we're using is a singular 240 gig SSD. Because that's all I need for this build because I have an external hard drive. But basically, you can get a 120 gigabyte for your operating system and then a 1 terabyte hard drive for basically the same price that I paid for this one 240 gig SSD. We're using the Ryzen 5 1600. I got it for $80. And that's how much you'll find it on sale for, sometimes on Amazon. There's links to all these parts on Amazon in the description. But let's see. And also, you'll notice we don't have a CPU cooler because Ryzen 1600 comes with a stock cooler. So this is a stock cooling build. But the point of this build is that it's very upgradable. So it's like, this is if you want to get into PC hardware, if I can get this open, this is a great starting point. Because we're using a B450 board, which was very cheap. And it's next gen compatible, so you can get Ryzen 2nd gen, or even with a BIOS update, Ryzen 3rd gen. Oh, that's the thermal paste has been browned for some reason. But here we go. So we have a stock cooler. There is no RGB on this, I'm pretty sure, which is saddening to say the least, but what works, so we'll put that on top of here. The power supply, there's nothing in this box. It's actually already installed in the case because I'm crazy. And this motherboard, I'm actually, I almost forgot the CPU. Oh, this is beautiful. So this is, making sure all the pins are there. I don't want to have to pretend. This is a Ryzen 5 1600. Our fancy, it's a beautiful, beautiful looking CPU, which we are going to hopefully not drop or break, opening it up here. And we even get a sticker to put on our case, because this case doesn't even have a sticker yet. Oh, I just touched all the pins. Yep, looking pretty good. We have our Ryzen 5 sticker, which we'll be putting on our case. And this motherboard is exciting. Actually, let's remove the boxes. That is actually a full box, but that's for one of the giveaways. This is our card. That box does have a card in it, but this is actually our card. We're just going to use the one we already have. Like I said, this card does not balance well. Now, our motherboard. This is the Gigabyte B450M. So it's a micro ATX board, which is actually a cost-saving measure. Instead, we get our SATA cables, which we don't even need. No SATA cables, no SATA power this time. let's see what we get for the price of literally $40, because it normally goes for $70, but at least and you can probably find these on like Newegg. I got a bundle deal that if I got a Ryzen 5 1600, with it I also got the motherboard $30 off. So I got it for $40 basically. We got a disc and that, which we don't need. So you get in the box, you get your disc, which, guys, you don't need the disc like ever. I don't know why I'm carrying this still. We got our I/O shield. This is what we actually need. Hope you like bag crinkling. We have our I/O. Wait, we don't need an I/O shield. Normally you would use an I/O shield, but it's actually really bad quality I/O shield, to be honest. But what do you expect from a $40 motherboard? Our case doesn't actually use an I/O shield, believe it or not. My thermals might not be so great. Alright, what do we have in terms of motherboardage? Oh, wow, there's actually... It looks and feels premium, so it's not like a horrible board. We have two PCI Express 16X slots and a 1X slot. And this is just... It's a normal micro ATX board. It's actually like... It feels quality. Like, it doesn't feel like crap. It feels like, and it's got an 8. We got 8-pin, which is all we need, which delivers plenty of power. Any one of these boards, like B450, that has an 8 and a 4 is pointless. You'll never use enough power to get a 4-pin necessary extra. We have 4 DIMM slots, which is actually great for a micro ATX budget B450 board. I/O is not amazing. We have 4 USB 3s and 4 USB 2s, gigabit LAN, some outputs, 5.1 audio. Yeah, that's really it. We have 4 SATA ports, it looks like, 24-pin regularly, and yeah, it's just a regular board. Do we have USB 3.0? Yes, and USB 2. Do we have USB 2? That would be really weird if this didn't have USB 2, but it doesn't look like it does. Yeah, I don't see USB 2 on this board. That's weird. Yeah, there's no, as far as I can see, there's no USB 2 on this board, but that's fine. We only really need USB 3. Even though we do have USB 2 front panel, this isn't the kind of case you would be using with this kind of budget. It's just the case I have, because even though I'm doing a budget build for you guys, I don't have a huge budget either. So we're using what we have already. God, this card scares me. So let's bring over the case. Let's stand up, get the best view. Yeah, everyone's probably wondering, like, oh, why isn't the camera showing the full frame? I can't move it back anymore. This is where the camera stays. Oh, let's not drop. I almost just dropped the processor on the floor. That would have ended this build so quick. But let's get into this. So we're probably going to do part 1, part 2. This will be the build episode. And then off camera, I'll install Windows. And we'll do the other stuff, all the testing. Because this is exciting. This is a nice, beautiful build. And I'm actually going to completely assume... I dropped some. So what's actually funny is that I've never built a Ryzen system, believe it or not. I built Threadripper, but I've never built an AM4 system. So I actually have no clue. Now you're probably wondering, for a budget build, why are we using Trident Z Royal? Very expensive, overpriced memory. It's because it's what we have. We have these XPG data kits, and we do have some G-Skill Aegis, but those are all for giveaways. And this is the same speed as the G-Skill Aegis, which is what you would be using for a budget build. I don't know. I don't have to stand up. I could just sit down and build a system. So you guys how easy it is. Oh my god, this is my... so many firsts this episode. This is my first ever motherboard that has clips on both sides. I'm going to break something of the RAM slot. So basically, we're going to be, since we're using 2 DIMMs, not 4, which is weird for me. I mean, I could use 4 mix-match DIMMs. But we're just going to be using the gray slots. Is that even in? What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. Probably broke the RAM. This RAM has been through so much. This is only the 16 gig kit that I have. Not the 32 gig kit that I had planned to give away on Twitch, but no one wanted, so. You can use this. And we can actually add some RGB to our build. We haven't even installed the processor. I lost it. Where'd it go? There it is. So, I have never installed a Ryzen processor. Very beautiful. I love this pin grid array, PGA socket. So basically, what do? Pull this up to open, and yellow triangle to not yellow triangle, and just. My God, this is harder than it looks. How does this go in? There we go. Sideways, and we just. Now, if this is misaligned, this will snap every pin on the motherboard. So or every pin on the CPU. Let's put that down. A little bit of mounting force, not required. Now SSD, perfect. We actually have a screw already in the motherboard. I'm using M.2 because I don't want to use wires. And like I said, I could have saved money by simply pulling, because I actually have another one of these in my Threadripper system, which is basically unused, but I thought might as well just grab a new one so I can keep using that as an editing drive, which I actually don't. I still edit off of SD card. Why do you take so long to make videos? That's why. Alright. That was the easiest install ever. That's also my first time installing an M.2 correctly. The other one has like a port just facing out. So let's, this is going way too smoothly. Oh, cooler. Right. Here's the part where everything comes crashing down. I don't know what I'm doing in this situation. What? So it looks like we have these fun little screws here. And I don't actually know how these go in. Do I take these off? Okay, slidey motherboard bottom. That's not what we want. I'm assuming I take these screws off the motherboard. Maybe. How to build a computer is to not listen to me. Yep, that looks about correct. Famous. You know, I fix it. I love your screwdrivers, but you're not sponsoring me, so I can talk crap about how hard it is to, like, when screws are really in there, these screwdrivers automatically become useless. So keep that in mind, is to always have a regular screwdriver. Now, which way does this mount? Does it matter? Can I just put it on? Like that? Is it the other way? I've seen that this goes up the RAM, I think. There we go. That looks about right, so let's get some ample mounting pressure on here. Gotta love the sound of plastic screws, dude. Oh wow, that is some force required for mounting. The likes of which I have never seen. Someone's gonna tell me that I was supposed to put these things back on it. You're actually crushing the CPU to death. If we break this, that would be, I don't want to say hilarious, it would just be really disappointing. The problem is I have no clue. I mean, it seems to be going correctly. There we go. That's screwed on. Let's connect that to CPU fan header. Let's close these because we don't need them open. And, wow. We really let our case go here. Pick it up by the cooler because we're cool like that. Our case has not been well maintained. And I don't even know if I put in all the micro ATX standoffs. But, oh, mic is falling. Michael, no! I named my mic Michael for obvious reasons. Alright. Let's put these somewhere where we will lose them, right there. And let's move that. Okay. Perfect. We're crushing our microphone. Oh, Jesus. Put that there. Put you up here. Now, we aren't going to do this. We're doing this sideways. This is our test bench setup, because this will become our test bench. So, let's, did we get motherboard screws? I don't actually know. The motherboard doesn't come with the screws. Ah, shoot. Where's our parts tray? There's a lot of micro ATX screws. I think we could actually get off without having them all installed. We are so cheating this build, but this is just part 2 to last time. So there you go. Right on there. Beautiful. Who needs screws when you could just not have screws? Alright, so where's my screwdriver? There it is. Alright. This is actually really nice. This is going really well. It's probably my easiest build so far. And then it all came crashing down. Alright, let's put that there. Let's get one in the top right corner. Now, to be honest, that's actually enough, but put one over here. The power of 3 motherboard screws. Am I right? Because we actually don't have any more that fit, which is really disappointing, to say the most. Wait, we found a bag of screws and other stuff. One sec, guys. Alright, guys, we found 2 more screws. We got 2 more screws now. So, that is perfect. We could put these in our motherboard. So was that 5 screws? That is plenty now. It goes 1 in, and there's no standoff there, nor is there one there. We have 2 up top. I guess we'll put it right in the side. Perfect. That's how we do it. Okay. Now, let's start plugging stuff in. So we got our 24 pin. Now, this ain't going to be pretty, but for the price, it's beautiful. Pin. Oh, our 8 pin is a little bit stuck in here. Come on, CPU. I really don't want to tip up. Nice. 4 and 4 pin EPS. So 8 pin EPS is, like I said, guys, 8 pin, really all you need for these processors. Now, with the newer ones, like the 12 core, 8 plus 4 is your best friend. Like Threadripper needs 8 plus 4. Now, what else? What else do we need? So, we've got 24 pin, 8 pin, I guess graphics card, right? This has been, like I said, it's so easy. It's so easy to build computers. And this build will be constantly upgraded. This is like one of those upgrade path builds. You know, that you see. Where it's like, oh, this is the upgrade path. Look what you can do with it. So basically, right now we're starting with a simple budget, and there's so much upgradability to this. Like I said, we can upgrade for like $100, $130 to a 2600 or 2600X, which is a pretty substantial upgrade in terms of overclockability and new support. But I just had to go with these because I want to show how this first gen Ryzen do still, and it's a mess. This motherboard I have made, this case I have made a mess. I have made a mess of things already. That's fine. So let's get our 6 pin Right there. Beautiful. And our 8-pin. Oh, how did I do this? There we go. Our 8-pin like that. I struggle way more than I should with the 8-pin. Like putting 8 plus, that's why I like cable sets. And I would like to actually, even though they're like $80 a pop, so I couldn't justify it. Like the CPU was $80. So for the price of a CPU, I can get fancy cables. But I like cable kits, and I do want to order more, because I have had one, and I had the white one that I used for Threadripper. Threadripper. Alright. That is the wrong thumb screw for this case. Do we have a larger one? No, but we have these. These might work. Yep. Who needs a thumb screw? They're so out of whack. Alright. Is that done? Did we finish our computer? I think we did. CPU, cooler, GPU. Am I missing anything? Storage. We have a bootable Windows drive that we can use. Well, let's set up a monitor and get to testing. Let's turn it on, see if it turns on, and this will be the end of part 1. So let's grab a monitor. I'll be back in 1 sec. Alright guys, we got our monitor here. Let's grab the mic. We got our monitor here. We have it connected to the front panel connectors, so let's just connect power switch. Shoot. So I didn't think this through. Hold on. A minute. And we're breaking stuff. Huh. Organization, right? I love it. Alright. So power switch goes up there. That's weird. Oh, and I found the USB 2. Alright, that may or may not work. We're about to find out. Let's turn on our power supply. Okay. RAM seems to be doing something. Alright. Moment of truth, boys. Oh, RAM is on. Power switch is on this side. Hey! We got fan spin. Sit down. Keep forgetting I can sit. If that monitor turns on, we know we've done a good. Hopefully. There we go. Alright. Hey! Yo! We got a screen! Alright, that's good. So we just need boot media because we don't have our Windows installed. But that's it. We built it. So it works. So that'll be the end of part 1. In between part 1 and part 2, I'm going to install Windows 10 and all my games and such for testing, and I'm going to benchmark it, and we're going to see, well, by benchmarking me, I'm going to play games on it and see how it does. But that's really it. We're going to see how this thing performs in actual gaming. I'm not going to run benchmarks and all that crap. I'm literally just going to game on it and tell you guys, is this a gaming PC, or should you just buy an Xbox for this budget, or buy it sheerly for the upgradability? But that's besides the point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in part 2. Tell me if you guys enjoyed this part 1 of our budget build series. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.